She didn't disappear because she stopped caring. She disappeared because your silence spoke louder than your words ever could. You were always the one who reached out first, to explain, to comfort, to fix things. But now that you've pulled back, she's distant, cold, or worse, completely indifferent, and you're left wondering, did I ever really matter? Most men, they chase clarity through conversation, but Stoic men, they find answers in the quiet. Where others react, Stoic men observe. Where others try to control, Stoic men let go. So let me ask you this. Can you sit with the discomfort of not knowing and still stand tall? Can you resist the urge to chase validation and choose peace instead? Because this is your initiation, your awakening into becoming the unshakable man. A man who leads with presence, not panic. A man who commands respect, not by speaking, but by simply being still. Because when you master this calm, you no longer fear her silence. You welcome it, and from that stillness, she sees you dash in a way she never has before. Not as someone who needs her, but as someone she never wants to lose again. So if you're ready to stop chasing and start commanding respect, then stay with me. This journey, it begins now. Drop a 1 if you've ever gone quiet and it backfired, or a 2 if your silence revealed someone's true colors. I want to hear your story, because up next, we're uncovering the 5 shocking reactions women have when you stop talking to them, and why your silence just might be the loudest message you ever send. When you stop talking to a woman, something interesting happens. She starts chasing you, not always because she wants you back, but because she misses the feeling of being validated. If you've always been the one to text first, to show up when she needed comfort, to explain everything when conflict came up, then your silence becomes a loud absence she can't ignore. She's gotten used to you, your presence, your attention, your care, and when all of that suddenly disappears, it throws her off. Your silence starts to echo, not in her ears, but in her mind. Why is that? Because humans, not just women, have a deep, natural need for validation. When you consistently show up, when you text, when you listen, when you're there, she feels safe. She feels cared for. She feels like everything's steady. But the moment you pull back, you create uncertainty. And in that space of uncertainty, your attention becomes more valuable than ever. That's when she starts seeking out the feeling she used to get from you. At first, it might be subtle. She replies faster than usual. She likes your posts, watches your stories. She laughs harder at your jokes. She brings up sweet memories you once shared. But if you hold your silence, those signals become more direct. She asks why you've gone quiet. She reaches out first. She starts a casual conversation out of nowhere. All of this is her way of saying, I miss feeling seen by you. Stoicism teaches us this: calm, control, stillness. Not to manipulate, but to avoid being controlled by fleeting emotions. The truth is, it's not just your messages she misses. It's the mirror your attention gave her. That mirror said, you're important, you're wanted, you're enough. Take that mirror away, and she starts looking for it again. Picture this. A man's been dating a woman. Every night, like clockwork, he calls her. It becomes a routine, a comfort. Then, one night, he doesn't call. No message, no check-in, nothing. At first she thinks, he's probably just busy. But by day 2 or 3, she starts feeling uneasy. The thoughts come in waves. Why isn't he calling? Did I do something wrong? Is he losing interest? Suddenly, she's the one reaching out. She texts first. She checks in. She tries to reconnect. That moment, that's powerful. Because your silence created a space, and she felt the need to fill it. But here's the most important part. Don't rush to fill that space for her. Stay still. Stay quiet. Just observe, because her actions will reveal her true intentions. This isn't about being cold. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding the power of space and silence. You're not punishing her. You're giving her a chance to reflect, to realize what your presence really meant. And if she does come back, if she tries to reconnect, it's no longer just about needing validation. It's because she realizes you meant more to her than she thought. Stoicism teaches us this. Sometimes, the best way to know who truly cares about you is to do nothing at all, just be still, and let their actions speak. The second reaction you might face, she starts testing your boundaries, trying to regain control. When you stop talking to a woman, don't expect silence in return. She might take action, not to hurt you, but because she feels like she's losing the control she once had. Think of it like this. You go quiet. The usual balance shifts. She feels unsure of her place in your life, and that uncertainty pushes her to test you. These tests might seem innocent at first. You must be really busy. Forgot about me already? Wow, someone's extra quiet today. But don't be fooled. These aren't just playful comments. They're gentle knocks, testing to see if you'll open the door again. She's watching you. Will you break the silence? Will you go back to chasing? Her real goal? It's simple. To see if she still holds the upper hand. And if the soft nudges don't work, she might escalate, mentioning another guy, posting cryptic captions with eye-catching photos, acting like life's amazing without you. But here's the truth. Most of that isn't real. It's not joy. It's not confidence. It's a test. She wants to see, will you get jealous? Will you panic? Will you jump back in to win her back? But you have to remember, it's not about him. It's not about the photo. It's not about what you might be missing out on. It's about you. She's testing, will you stay grounded, or will you cave under pressure and chase again? Stoicism teaches us this. True strength isn't about controlling others. It's about staying calm, especially when you're being tested, because your silence, it's not just testing her, it's testing you. So hold your ground. Don't let emotions drag you back into old habits. Don't explain. Don't overreact. Don't fall for the bait. Picture this. You've been dating a woman. You used to reply to her texts within minutes. She got used to that rhythm. But one day you decide to pull back, to focus on yourself, to stop chasing. She texts, "Did you lose your phone?" A playful jab. You don't respond right away. Then comes the next message. "Well, I only hang out with people who actually make time for me." That's the trap. And that's where most men fall in. They react, they explain, they try to smooth things over, they think they're fixing it. But what they're really doing is proving the test worked. She's still in control. So what should you do? Stay solid, stay calm, stay silent. When you don't take the bait, she's left to reflect, and that's when it hits her. Her old tactics don't work anymore, and now only one of two things will happen. She starts to respect your calm confidence, or she reveals she was never serious in the first place. The lesson here is crystal clear. When a woman tests your boundaries, it's not a sign of strength, it's a sign of insecurity. And the more calm, grounded and unreactive you are, the more you show you're a man who values himself, and that is what earns real respect. Stoicism reminds us, a strong man doesn't react impulsively. He observes, he stays silent, and he only acts when it truly matters. The third reaction, she pretends not to care. But inside, her mind is racing. One of the most frustrating reactions you might face when you stop initiating with a woman is her outward indifference. She acts like nothing's changed, like your silence doesn't faze her, like you never mattered in the first place. But the truth, she's thinking, overthinking, trying hard to convince herself. This silence doesn't mean anything, but deep down, it's the only thing she can think about. Why does this happen? Because it's a defense mechanism. Just like anyone, women don't want to seem vulnerable, especially when they feel like they're losing control. So instead of showing how she really feels, she'll act cold or distant, pretend everything's fine, make it seem like you don't matter anymore. But in reality, she's doing the same thing you are, thinking about the distance, about you, about why everything suddenly feels different. Here's where it gets interesting. When she pretends not to care, that's usually when she's paying the most attention. Every story you post, every place you go, even the hours you take to respond. She's watching, she's analyzing, she's assigning meaning to everything. A late reply becomes, "Is he ignoring me?" A fun night out becomes, "Is he moving on?" This kind of mental spiral. It's proof your silence is working. You've created space dash, and she's filling that space with questions. But here's the key. She's not calmly reflecting. She's spinning in circles, trying to make sense of the unknown. Why isn't he calling? Is he testing me? Did I do something wrong? Is he seeing someone else? These questions don't go away. They loop again and again, even if she never says a word. Stoicism doesn't teach us to manipulate. It teaches us this: by staying calm, by not reacting impulsively, you give others the space to sit with their own emotions. And silence, when it comes from self-control, often speaks louder than 1,000 explanations. So why does she pretend not to care? Because vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness. Women, just like men, are taught, don't show too much emotion. Don't seem like you need someone. Don't be the one who looks soft. So when you pull back, when you stop chasing, when you go quiet, she acts like it's no big deal. She doesn't want you to think she's clinging. She doesn't want to appear desperate. But here's the truth. Most women can't fake indifference for long. The more she tries to act like she doesn't care, the more obvious it becomes that she does. Your silence has disrupted her familiar world, and now her mind is a mess, like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. She starts asking herself, why is he being so quiet? What did I do? Does he really not care anymore? Is this some kind of test? And the more she tries to figure you out, the deeper she falls into the spiral of overthinking. This is the quiet power of silence. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to do anything. Your absence speaks for itself. She might keep pretending she's fine, posting happy photos, laughing, living her best life. But inside, she's playing the same game, staying quiet, pretending to be strong, while wondering what's really going on in your head. Here's what most men don't realize. This isn't a verbal battle. It's an emotional one, fought in silence. If you stay centered, stay calm, stay unshaken, you force her to face her own feelings, she'll start to overthink, overanalyze, and eventually Ask herself the questions that lead her to reach back out. Even if she looks cool on the surface, she's often the one feeling the most affected. Stoicism doesn't teach you to play games. It teaches you this: keep your mind steady, don't react emotionally, and let others reveal themselves by how they respond to your calm. The fourth reaction: she seeks validation from others. Let's be honest. When you stop reaching out to a woman, there's a chance she'll start looking for attention somewhere else. But that doesn't always mean she's ready to replace you. Sometimes she's just trying to soothe her ego, an ego bruised by your silence. But here's something you need to understand. If your silence puts her in a place where she feels the need to seek validation from others, before you point fingers at her, ask yourself, what was this relationship built on in the first place? A lot of men make this mistake. They believe silence is always some kind of power move, like going quiet is a magic trick that'll flip the script. But the truth, not always, because if your silence is inconsistent, emotionally immature, or just a tactic to manipulate her feelings, then don't be shocked if she looks elsewhere to feel seen, heard, valued. Women don't want to play emotional tug-of-war. They don't want a man who disappears, only to show up when it suits him. And if that's you, then she's not the problem. You are. Silence, when used with maturity, is a strength. It creates space for both of you. Space to reflect, to reset, to ask the hard questions. But if you're using silence as a weapon, as a way to control, punish, or manipulate, then don't be surprised when she walks away. And find someone who sees her value without playing games. This isn't about blaming men. It's about owning your part. Because if you're inconsistent, unclear in your intentions, failing to make her feel emotionally safe, lacking respect for her and for yourself, then no, you don't get to expect her to sit around, waiting for scraps of your attention, like they're rare treasures. Wake up. If you've been clear, grounded, mature in your approach, and she still chooses to seek validation from others, then that's not on you. Stoicism reminds us, control what is yours, your thoughts, your actions, your mindset. Let go of what isn't, like other people's reactions. Because some people, they're not looking for depth, they're not seeking connection, they're just addicted to attention. And that is a red flag. You need to see this clearly. There are people, men and women, who don't actually want a relationship. They want an audience. They'll chase validation from anyone, as long as their ego gets fed. So if a woman instantly turns to someone else, the moment you stop initiating, that's not a woman you should keep investing your energy in. Here's the real advice. Stop obsessing over her reaction. Start reflecting on your intention. Ask yourself, am I using silence to punish and manipulate? Or am I creating space so we can both grow? Because if your silence comes from a place of clarity, maturity, self-respect, then her reaction will tell you everything you need to know about her character. But don't lie to yourself. If she runs straight to someone else just to feel noticed, that's not only a reflection of her, it's a wake-up call for you. What kind of relationship are you choosing? Whose hands are you placing your value in? You deserve someone who appreciates you for who you are, not someone who needs constant attention just to feel worthy. So keep your standards high, stay calm, stay clear-headed, because at the end of the day, relationships are a two-way street. If you're walking forward, don't chase someone who's running backward. Stoicism teaches us, don't let temporary emotions blur permanent truths. A truly worthwhile relationship will never require you to lose your self-respect to keep it alive. The fifth reaction, She completely disappears. The truth behind her indifference. You stop initiating. No texts, no calls, no effort, and then she vanishes. No messages, no check-ins, no playful comments or subtle signs of interest. It's like she evaporated from your life, and you find yourself wondering, did she ever even care? But don't jump to conclusions just yet. On the surface, her reaction seems cold, indifferent, as if your silence meant nothing to her. But the truth? It's not always that simple. When a woman disappears after you pull back, there are usually two possibilities. One, she had already let go. Maybe the connection died quietly in her heart long before your silence. Maybe she was already drifting away, already disconnected. And your silence? It simply gave her permission to leave. And if that's the case, while it might sting, it's a truth you need to face. It means she wasn't the one for you. No need to chase, no need to beg. Let her go, with clarity and with peace. 2, she's protecting herself emotionally. This is more common than you might think. When a woman feels like she's losing control, she might disappear. Not because she doesn't care, but because disappearing is the only way she knows how to protect herself. She doesn't want to look weak. She doesn't want to chase. She doesn't want to be rejected. So she vanishes to preserve her dignity, to shield her heart. To you, it feels like rejection. But to her, it's survival. This is what confuses so many men. It triggers frustration, doubt, even anger. But Stoicism teaches us, not all silence is indifference, and not everyone who walks away never cared. So what should you do? Don't chase. Don't beg for answers. Don't let temporary emotions lead to permanent regret. Stay still. Hold your ground. Let the silence do what it's meant to do, reveal. If she stepped back to find her balance, your calm presence becomes the one thing that shows her you're not a threat, but a safe place. If she disappeared because she was never serious, then her silence is actually a gift. It's saving you time, saving you energy, saving you from a future of one-sided effort. Stoicism reminds us, a strong man doesn't seek certainty in others' actions, he finds it within himself. Silence in response to silence isn't apathy, it's strategy. Here's what you need to understand. When a woman disappears and you don't react, it doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're holding your position, because sometimes she's testing you. She steps back just to see, will he be the one to break the silence first? And if you rush in to fix it, to explain, to ask what's wrong, you've just confirmed that her withdrawal worked. She's still in control, but if you remain calm, quiet, unshaken, she starts to feel something different. A thought creeps in. I might actually be losing him. And here's the part most men miss. Silence doesn't always mean indifference. It often means processing. She might be weighing her next move, torn between pride and vulnerability, wondering if silence makes her stronger or just more alone. In these moments, your greatest power is patience. Resist the urge to chase. Don't try to fix it too soon. Let her actions speak for her. If her silence is just a test, your calm will prove you can't be manipulated. If it's true indifference, then your patience just saved you from misinvesting your heart. The truth about indifference? It's rarely as simple as it seems. Not everyone who goes quiet has stopped caring. So hold your center, keep your composure. Don't rush to decode her every move. Let her reveal herself, because in the end, The right person won't use silence as a game to keep you. They'll value your presence without making you prove your worth. Stoicism teaches us we can't control what others do, but we can always control how we respond. Silence, when it comes from a clear mind and a steady heart, isn't avoidance. It's a powerful statement of character. In a world where everyone's trying to impress, your choice to say nothing is what sets you apart the most. When a man stops chasing and holds on to his calm, he's not being cold. He's reaffirming his boundaries, his self-worth. He's speaking through his presence, not his words. I'm not here to beg for affection. I'm here for a real connection, if it's mutual. We often believe that to keep someone, we need to do more. Text constantly. Always try to understand, explain ourselves, prove our worth. But the truth? Sometimes the most attractive thing isn't your constant presence. It's your meaningful absence, a kind of space no one else can fill, because it holds the shape of a man who knows exactly who he is. And I believe this: the woman who truly feels something for you, she won't let the silence stretch on forever. And if she does, if she pulls away, if she walks out instead of talking it through, be grateful for that silence, because it just gave you the answer you needed. Stoicism doesn't teach you how to win emotional games. It teaches you how to keep your dignity. When your emotions try to pull you off the path you're meant to follow. And if you can hold on to that, you won't just leave others thinking. You'll become the man who grows, no matter what. Summary: here's something most people avoid saying, but you need to hear it. If you keep chasing a woman, someone who constantly seeks validation from others, you're wasting your time and your energy. It's really that simple. No matter how much emotion you invest, no matter how sincere your efforts are, if she keeps looking outward for attention, the problem isn't you, it's the insecurity within her. Don't lie to yourself thinking, if I stay silent, maybe she'll realize my worth and come back. If someone isn't willing to meet you halfway, if they're not investing in the connection, then you shouldn't settle for being the backup plan, the just-in-case option, the one she turns to when she's bored, lonely, or needs attention, but never truly values. I know that truth hurts, especially when your heart's already tangled up in the emotional roller coaster, the highs, the lows, the hopes, and the constant disappointments over and over again. But this is where a man must wake up. Stop being someone else's emotional thrill ride. Stop trading your peace for their unpredictability. Stop trying to prove your worth to someone who refuses to see it. Because real strength in any relationship, it doesn't come from chasing. It comes from standing firm, from knowing your own worth, and refusing to shrink just to fit inside someone else's confusion. And if she can't appreciate that, if she walks away, let her, calmly, confidently, with no bitterness, no blame, just the quiet truth. You're no longer willing to carry a relationship on your own. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in that situation, with a woman who constantly needed outside attention, who made you feel like you were never enough unless you were chasing? Did you keep running after her blindly, or did you finally pause, look in the mirror, and say, I know my worth, and I'm letting go? Share your story in the comments below. I genuinely want to hear from you, to connect, to have real, honest conversations. Have you ever been in a situation like this? How did you handle it? What was the biggest lesson you took away? We're not just here to listen. We're here to share, to grow, and to learn from each other. Because sometimes your honest story might be the wake-up call another man needs. Someone standing exactly where you once stood. If this message resonated with you, hit like, subscribe to Stoic Station so you don't miss future lessons. And most importantly, remember this, you are not alone on this journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.